You spend hours polishing your resume, rehearsing your jokes in the mirror, and obsessively hiding your flaws before you even walk out the door. You are terrified that making a visible mistake, stumbling over your words, or looking foolish will instantly ruin your reputation. You are convinced that perfection is the only way to earn respect. But there is a glitch in that logic. Researchers discovered a strange pattern. In the right circumstances, an embarrassing stumble, like spilling coffee all over your shirt, actually draws people closer to you. Today, we are looking at one of the weirdest findings in the history of psychology. We are going to explore why your desperate pursuit of perfection is pushing people away. But before I explain the mechanism behind this, I need you to do something slightly imperfect for me. Hit the subscribe button and like this video. Honestly, if you watch this entire video and refuse to click subscribe, I am legally forced to assume you are a cold, unfeeling marble statue, incapable of human connection. Prove you have a beating heart and click the button. Let's go back to 1966. A social psychologist named Elliot Aronson designed an incredibly simple but brilliant experiment. He recorded an audio tape of a man acting out a television tryout for a quiz show. In the first tape, the man auditioning was highly impressive. He answered 92% of difficult questions correctly and casually mentioned being an honor student. In a second tape, the exact same man acted completely average, getting only 30% right. Then, Aronson created 2 more versions of these tapes. In these new versions, you hear a sudden clatter of cups near the end, and the man lets out an embarrassed laugh, saying, "Oh my goodness, I've spilled coffee all over my new suit." Aronson played these 4 different tapes for groups of people and asked them a single question. How much do you like this person? This chart compares the likability ratings. Logically, you would expect the brilliant, perfectly composed man to win. People like winners. But that isn't what happened. The perfect man came in second place. The man who came in first by a massive margin was the brilliant man who spilled coffee all over himself. One tiny, humiliating moment made him vastly more likable. Aronson named this the Pratfall Effect. So what is actually happening inside your brain when you see someone mess up? It comes down to how we process human connection. When someone appears entirely perfect, your brain doesn't register them as a person. It registers them as an object, like a marble statue. Perfection creates an invisible distance. You can admire a statue, but you cannot connect with it. But a small flaw does the opposite. It sends a subconscious signal. This is a real human being. That tiny mistake shatters the barrier, making them reachable. And reachable people are the ones we actually fall in love with. But here is where the Pratfall effect gets dangerous, and where most people completely misunderstand the science. This trick does not work for everyone. Returning to the likability data, look at what happened to the average man, the one who only got 30% of the questions right. When he spilled his coffee, he was rated the absolute least likable of all 4 versions. He was liked even less than the version of himself where he didn't spill anything. The Pratfall effect has a strict biological prerequisite. You have to be seen as competent first. On a high performer, a stumble looks like humanity. On a low performer, that exact same stumble looks like proof of incompetence. Vulnerability without substance is just weakness. And there is a second catch you cannot fake. The mistake has to be entirely real. Human beings are unbelievably good at detecting a performance. If you manufacture a small mistake to look relatable or rehearse a self-deprecating joke to seem humble, your audience will feel it immediately. Fake humility registers in the human brain exactly the same way fake perfection does. The social barrier goes right back up because we know we are being played. Think about Jennifer Lawrence tripping on her dress as she walked up the stairs to accept her Oscar in 2013. The internet didn't mock her. The world completely fell in love with her. She had just won Best Actress, meaning she was already at the absolute peak of competence. The fall didn't pull her down. It pulled her closer to us. This is the blueprint for real connection. Lead with your skill to build respect, but follow with your humanity to build trust. People gravitate toward those who are effective enough to rely on, but real enough to reach. Once you stop polishing every surface of your personality and let the small cracks show on top of your real substance, you move beyond being a figure to admire from a distance. You become someone people actually like and trust. Those are the people the world never forgets.